Jai Shri Gurudev. Welcome to your physics online class. Let us continue with the yesterday's class, that is the electrostatic properties of conductors. We have already studied the properties of charges in the previous chapter, that is the electric charges and fields. When you know that properties, it's very easy to understand the electrostatic properties of conductors. I have listed out 5 properties, out of which, if you remember, 3 properties is more than enough, because you will be asked this question for 3 marks in your examination. And if you remember all the properties, it is well and good. Let us start with the first property, that is net electric field is 0 inside a conductor. As we know, the properties of charges, it is there is no charges inside free charges inside a conductor, and it means that there is no electric field inside a conductor. Because what is a conductor? Conductor is a material, you can say it is a object which allows charges to pass through it, and the conductors are a very good source of free electric charges. The charges which are present at the outer surface or outer shell, you can say outer shell, will be available for the conduction of charges, or you can say conduction of electricity, isn't it? Okay. Second point is, at the surface of a charged conductor, electric field is normal to the surface. This also we have studied while defining the electric flux. Usually the electric flux will be normal to the surface of the conductor. If it is not normal, if it is at any other angle, then there will be electric field or electric charges at the surface, which is not possible in the case of electrostatic field. In the electrostatics, we are only studying about the charges which are at rest. If the surface of charged conductor is not normal, then there will be a electricity or electric field on the surface or at the surface, which is not possible in our electrostatics, isn't it? Next property is that the net charge inside the conductor is 0. Because there are no free charges available within the or inside the conductor, we can say that the net charge inside the conductor is 0. And this property also we have already studied during the first chapter. Next property is that electric potential is constant within and on the surface. Already the potential difference between the points is 0. For that reason, there is no work done. There is no work done on the surface as a whole. That is why you can say that electric potential is constant within and on the surface. Anyhow, inside the conductor, there is no electric field, because there are no free charges. And last one is the electrostatic shielding. This property is important property. You can have it for 1 mark or 2 mark. To define what is electrostatic shielding and also the application of electrostatic shielding. First, let us study what is the electrostatic shielding. As the name indicates, electrostatic. This is about the charges which are at rest. Shielding means, the meaning of shielding is protecting, isn't it? Protecting or protection. So, the phenomena of protecting, phenomena of protecting the surface or the space around a charged conductor, or you can say around a space, is nothing but electrostatic shielding. It is a process of protecting or keeping our instrument or any conductor or any object safe from the external electric field. On the external electric field ಇಂದ ನಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೂಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಸೇಫ್ ಗಾರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊತಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಫೆನಾಮಿನಾ, ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಸ್ಟಾಟಿಕ್ ಶೀಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್. ಹೌ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಡನ್? ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಡನ್ ಬೈ ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಆರ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಅ ಕ್ಯಾವಿಟಿ ಓವರ್ ದ space. Cavity is nothing but a hole. ಸೊ ಒಂದು ಕಂಡಕ್ಟರ್ ಇದೆ, ಆ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟರ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಒಂದು ಹೋಲ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ದೆನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾವಿಟಿ ಬಿಹೇವ್ಸ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ ಶೀಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಈ ಕ್ಯಾವಿಟಿ ಏನಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂತಹ ಚಾರ್ಜಸ್ ಇರಲ್ಲ. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ವಿ ಸೆಡ್ ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ನೋ charges inside a conductor or there is no electric field inside a conductor. ಈ cavity ಏನಿದೆ that behaves as a internal structure of the conductor. ಇದೊಂದು ಹೋಲ್ ತರ ಬಿಹೇವ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಹೋಲ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂಥ ಚಾರ್ಜಸ್ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಥವಾ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡು ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಆ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಎಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಚಾರ್ಜಸ್ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಆ ಎಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಚಾರ್ಜಸ್ಸು ಆ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಮೇಲಿರುತ್ತೆ ಹೊರತು ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಹೌದಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೈ ದ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟರ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಈಸ್ protected from the external field, and this phenomena is called as electrostatic shielding. How do you define electrostatic shielding? It is a phenomena of protecting a space around a conductor or any object by the effect of external field. So ಇದನ್ನ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ in order to ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅವರ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೂಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೂಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನಿಕ್ ಗ್ಯಾಡ್ಜೆಟ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಆ ರೀತಿ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೂಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ನ ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡಿಂದ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಒಂದು ಟು ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ದ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೂಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಟಿವಿ ಕೇಬಲ್ಸ್ನ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಇದನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಟು ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ದ ಟಿವಿ ಕೇಬಲ್ಸ್. ಮತ್ತೆ ಈ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ ಶೀಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ನ ಇನ್ನು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಡ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ ದ ಲೈಟ್ನಿಂಗ್. ನಾವು ಯೂಶಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ ಯಾವಾಗ ಲೈಟ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಸೇಫ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್. ಹೌದಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಆ ಲೈಟ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಚಾರ್ಜಿಂಗ್ ನಡಿಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಡ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ ದೋಸ್ ಕೇಸಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಗುಡ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟೇ in the house, or if you are outside it is good to stay inside the bus or car, because inside the bus or car there is no charges or there is no electric field, and hence it behaves as a cavity and it is nothing but electrostatic shielding, and it provides you the safety against the external field due to the lightning, isn't it? And one more example for electrostatic shielding is Faraday's cage. Michael Faraday, it is named after a scientist called Michael Faraday who discovered it. That is a Faraday's cage. It is a cage structured object, or you can say cage itself. Whenever you keep some object inside the cage, metallic cage, then it provides a protection against the external field coming towards it. You can also check this Faraday's cage. Actually it is not there in your syllabus, but still I have mentioned it because this Faraday's cage is an application of electrostatic shielding. So ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಕೇಜ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇಟ್ಟು ಅದ್ರ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ನ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ the electric field will be outside the cage, but it will not affect anything which is inside the cage, which is providing the protection towards the object which is inside the cage. The holes in the cage behaves as a cavity which is nothing but electrostatic shielding. So these 5 are the electrostatic properties of conductors. Next, let us start with the derivation of electric field at a surface of a charged conductor. Derive an expression for electric field at the surface of a charged conductor. And this derivation will perform using the application of Gauss law. And in the previous chapter we have done 3 applications of Gauss law. In the same way, in the similar way, we are going to derive the expression for electric field at the surface of a charged conductor, and that charged conductor in the previous chapter we have done for a regular shaped conductor, but here we are performing it for a irregular shaped conductor. So first let us consider an irregular shaped conductor which may be charged either for positive charge or negative charge. It is up to you. For the convenient way, let us charge the irregular shaped conductor to positive charge. If you consider positive charge, the radial unit vector will be away from the conductor, and if you consider a negative charge, the radial unit vector will be towards the conductor, as we have discussed earlier in the previous chapter. So now what is the first step is to draw the imaginary surface in order to apply the Gauss law. And what do you call that imaginary surface as? It is called as a Gaussian surface. What is a Gaussian surface? Gaussian surface is an imaginary surface which encloses the charges within it. ಒಂದು ನಾವೇನೊಂದು ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನರಿ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ನಾವು ಡ್ರಾ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀವಿ, ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಇನ್ ದ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಶೇಪ್. ಒಂದು ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಶೇಪಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಶೇಪ್ನ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ, ಒಂದು ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ನ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಜಾಮೆಟ್ರಿಕಲ್ ಶೇಪ್ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ, ಅದು ಒಂದು ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಶೇಪ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ that surface should cover the charges within it. And let us imagine a small cylinder, or you can also call it as pillbox. We'll imagine a short cylinder, a small cylindrical shape as a Gaussian surface, and let us draw the flat surfaces like this. And it is having the surface area ds. So let us imagine a Gaussian surface of the shape cylinder, small cylinder, or you can say a pillbox of area, small area ds, isn't it? And I'll consider a point P where I need to find out the electric field as P on the surface of the conductor. And since I have considered a positive charge, the unit vector will be along the radial axis, radial direction outward the conductor. Outwards, it will be outwards. And take that unit vector as n cap, and the electric field due to the charge is E vector. Isn't it? What is this n vector? N cap. N cap is a unit vector which denotes the direction of the electric field, and it is along the radial direction away from the conductor, because we have taken a positive charge. So ಈ ಒಂದು ds ಮತ್ತೆ ಈ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನ ನಮಗೆ ತೋರಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಅದೆರಡೂ ನಮಗೆ ಪ್ಯಾರಲಲ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಬರ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಫ್ಲಕ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಪರ್ಪೆಂಡಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಆದರೆ ನಮಗೆ 0 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಅಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಫ್ಲಕ್ಸ್ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಏನು? It is a dot product of E and ds. And what is the explanation for dot product? E ds cos theta. Perpendicular ಆದರೆ theta 90 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇದು 0 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂಥ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಫ್ಲಕ್ಸು ಸಿಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಫ್ಲಕ್ಸ್ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಈ ಥೀಟಾ ಏನಾಗಬೇಕು, 0 ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಅಂದರೆ ಈ ಎನ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಡಿ ಎಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಈ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದೆರಡು ನಮಗೆ ಪ್ಯಾರಲಲ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೈ ಏರಿಯಾ ಹಿಯರ್ ಈಸ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಏರಿಯಾ ವೆಕ್ಟಾರ್. ಸೊ ಏರಿಯಾನ ನಾವು ವೆಕ್ಟಾರ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ ಅಂತ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ತಗೋತೀವಿ ಅಂದರೆ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ಇ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡಿ ಎಸ್ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಆ್ಯಂಗಲ್, ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಆ್ಯಂಗಲ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದು ಒಂದು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್, ಯಾವುದು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಾವು ಆ ಏರಿಯಾನ ನಾವೇನಂತ ತಗೋಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ವೆಕ್ಟಾರ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ ಆಗಿ ತಗೋಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೈ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ವೆಕ್ಟಾರ್, ಇಸಂಟ್ ಇಟ್? ಸೊ ಎರಡು ಪ್ಯಾರಲಲ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಅವಾಗ ಥೀಟಾ 0 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಥೀಟಾ 0 ಆದಾಗ ಕಾಸ್ 0 1 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆಗ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಫ್ಲಕ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ನಮಗೆ, ಇ ಡಿ ಎಸ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹೌದಲ್ವಾ? And next we'll calculate the surface charge density over the conductor. Surface charge density ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? It It is denoted with the symbol sigma and it is charge per unit area. Charge per unit area. Sigma is equal to Q by ds. Haudalva? It means that Q is equal to enagutte? The charge, the total charge around the surface is nothing but Q is equal to sigma ds. Now let us start with the mathematical form. ನಾ ಇದುವರೆಗಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇನಿತ್ತು ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಇತ್ತು, ಕನ್ಸಿಡರೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು, ಹೌದಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ಇವಾಗ ನಾವು ಮ್ಯಾಥಮೆಟಿಕಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಷನ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗೋಣ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಎನ್ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್. ನೌ ವಿಲ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ದ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಫ್ಲಕ್ಸ್ which is equal to phi is equal to EDS. Call it as equation number 1. Okay. Next, we'll consider the Gauss's law because we are deriving the expression using the Gauss law. This is an application of Gauss law. That is why we have to consider the statement of Gauss law. And what is the statement of Gauss law? The total electric flux is equal to 1 by epsilon naught times the total charge enclosed, isn't it? And what is the total charge enclosed? It is sigma ds. It is equal to sigma ds divided by epsilon naught. Call it as equation number 2. Now if you compare equation 1 and 2, you can equate both the equation. Then it will be EDS is equal to sigma ds divided by epsilon naught. ds get cancelled, which led to the expression for electric field, that is E is equal to sigma by epsilon naught. This is the magnitude of the electric field. And if you want to write the direction also in the vector form, it is equal to E vector is equal to sigma by epsilon naught into n cap, where this n cap is nothing but the radial unit vector which denotes the direction of the electric field, and this n cap is radially outward when you consider the positive charges, and this n cap is radially inwards if you have considered the negative charge. Or you can also say that if sigma is greater than 0, electric field is away from the conductor, and if sigma is less than 0, then the electric field towards the conductor. And this completes the electrostatic properties of conductors, isn't it? So all the 5 properties, out of which you can only write 3 properties because it will be asked for 3 marks in your examination. And the derivation also is there for the electrostatic properties. Easily you can write that the electric field at the surface of a charged conductor is equal to E equals sigma by epsilon naught. This can be the 6th property, and they can ask you for 5 marks to derive the expression for electric field at the surface of a charged conductor, or you can remember it as a irregular shaped conductor, because in the previous chapter we have considered all the surfaces which are in regular shape. It is a irregular shaped conductor. By that way you can distinguish between the derivations. In the next class we will start with the dielectric polarization. For today I hope you have understood the class. Thank you.